sweeping across America at a fraction of what dealerships charge, and is now available to the public by calling today. The number to call is 800-547-5262. 800-547-5262. That's 800-547-5262.
Don't go to bed with no price on your head. No.
Welcome back here to the PM Show, weekend edition on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Robert Conrad.
Yeah, and right now I'm just acknowledging some of the listeners that were kind enough to do the Facebook. There's a name you got to help me with here.
Sure, I'll do that.
Roozbeh, Aranapur. How do you pronounce that?
Rozebh?
Roozbeh, yeah. And the last name is Aranapur. Okay? I hope you and your family are doing well and things are going your way. What a nice thing to say, and I appreciate that. Thank you. And then there's Linda. Hi, Robert. Thanks for your friendship. Okay? And that's Yingling is her name, Yngling, pretty woman. And I will be extraordinary because I dedicate my books in a charming small French village, indeed, to you. Oh, isn't that sweet?
She's dedicating books to you.
Yeah, I dedicate my books in a charming way. I live in a small French village. Love and kisses from Muriel, M-U-R-I-E-L, Torby. Neat, huh?
Muriel, thank you. By the way, all over the world we get emails, and the email address is rconrad@crni.net. rconrad@crni.net. You, Bob, we're going to talk about a Jack Warner story you said you had for us.
Yeah, can I just let me acknowledge these three, and then I want to do Jack Warner. I definitely want to do them. Patricia, Andre, thank you there very much, and Sandrine Hubert, have a great weekend. Love from France, Linda Raquel, R-A-K-E-L, love from Brazil, huh?
Oh, Brazil, huh?
Yeah, and Jerome, thank you, Mr. Conrad. Have a fabulous week. And this is Jerome, Dehedin.
All right.
Is that neat?
That is neat. All from around the various Australia. We've gotten.
We got Australia. We got France. We got
Italy,
Egypt,
England, Canada.
Australia. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, very good.
God bless America, huh?
Now you worked for Jack Warner, didn't you? You were under contract at Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah. When you weren't here last week, we discussed it with beautiful Jennifer.
Yes.
And we talked about the Jack. And when you think of Warner Cable, when you think of Warner Studios, Warner, there were four brothers. The principal architect of the studio was Jack Warner. He was a colonel in the military in the Second World War, and we referred to Colonel Warner as Colonel, if you got to know him well enough. And unfortunately, I did. Anyway, I told a story about how the girls, my children, wanted to know who my boss was and how he was kind enough to have him in the private dining room for lunch last week.
Wow.
However,
yeah,
what I didn't tell was when I first met him. I'm driving a 1955 Dodge, and I'm paying $80 a month to the Teamsters, the union, the credit union, and I see the man wave me down. It's William Moore, and he's the son-in-law to Jack Warner. And I stopped the vehicle, and he said, "I'd like you to meet Colonel Warner." So I got out of the car, and I went and said, "How do you do, sir? It's a pleasure meeting you." And he said, "It's a pleasure having you under contract, young man." He said, "I hope that whatever your goals are, you achieve them, but you're never going to make enough money to leave your engine running."
He goes, he jumped out of the car to go see. That's a great story.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so, and then when things started rolling for me, and I was no longer under contract to Warner Brothers, he called me to initiate some support for a presidential candidate.
Oh, he did?
He called me, and it was like when I got the call from President Reagan. The call comes, and Dick Kanji, the guy we talked about earlier, said, hey, you got a call from Jack Warner. I said, well, I'm at CBS now. I wonder what the hell he wants with me. So I went over there. I said, "Yes, sir, Colonel. What's up?" He said, "I want you to support, and I want you to endorse. And don't forget where you became famous. It was here, not there."
What year was that? How far back?
That was back in,
60s?
it was the 60s, yeah. I was
So
on
it
the
would have been
contract.
what? Was he supporting Nixon or was
Nixon,
he?
yeah.
Nixon. So he was saying support. Remember where you came from?
Yeah,
huh?
Nixon came over to the studio and visited, but the thing that's funny now that was shared with the audience, back in the day, now you hear about this kid who's in a little trouble now.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen, yeah. Anyway, I hear about his deal for his two brothers, or whatever it is
Yeah.
that he's doing. And I've got to see that show one
Two and a
day.
Half Men. That show.
Two and a Half Men.
Two and a
right.
Half Men. Yeah.
Have you seen the show?
Yeah, it's a good show.
Is it funny?
Yeah.
Good, I got to watch it.
Two and a Half Men. Good cast, good writing.
Yeah, well, good. I've got to watch it. And we ought to have Martin here.
We should have Martin
Yeah.
Sheen on. That's
Yeah.
I'm going to write that one
Yeah,
down.
yeah, but we write these down and we don't pursue it
No,
the way
we will.
should.
We'll pursue 'em.
Hey, guess what we've got now? We got a hotline, and on the hotline, I'm looking at it, and it says, it says Vicki Lawrence. So, do we have Vicki right
We've
now,
got
Tomas?
Vicki, are you there?
You do. You don't have Martin Sheen, but you have Vicki Lawrence.
Hey, Vicki, believe me.
We
All
love
right,
you.
let me tell you about that beautiful voice, okay? Vicki Lawrence, and she was born March 26. She's an American actress, a comedian, and a singer. And she's also a panelist in a game show. She was known for her co-starring role in Carol Burnett's show, along with a million other things.
And her star in
she
Mama's
was
Family, yeah.
alongside Carol from 67 to 78.
Wow.
And then Thelma Harper, the main character on Mama's Family. And that was...
That one aired 83 to 90, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
it did. Now, let me tell you something else about this little beauty. She was born locally in Inglewood, California.
Me and Paul Pierce.
Okay, wise guy, Paul Pierce, thank you. All right, now listen.
We went to the same high school even.
I know. Let me finish with you, will you? So she's a comedian, she's an actress, she's
He
a
likes to
wise
do
guy.
this, Vicki.
She's, yeah, I like to
This
do it.
is your life, it is. It's sort of like
I know,
that.
really.
Yeah.
I don't have any time left to talk after he's done.
Well, she's the only cast member, except for Burnett, who stayed on the show for the entire 11th season.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's the part that I'll say, and then we'll get to you. Her ascension became part of the Carol Burnett show is because a Hollywood legend, she was hired for the show on the basis of a letter she had sent to Burnett and the producers with the photograph of Lawrence that clearly showed her resemblance to Burnett.
Was that true, Vicki Lawrence?
Despite her
Sorry.
beginning status,
Yeah.
she proved to be a valuable part of the comedic team on the show, and she played many memorable characters, particularly Thelma Harper, in the recurring family sketches. And it was on and on. She had a awesome hit record. It was called The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia.
Ships
I
of the
remember
Night was
that.
another one?
Yes, I remember that. And she tours the country in a two-women show, and I can go on.
We're out
and
of
on,
time, Vicki.
But,
It was great
Vicki,
talking to
nice
you, Vicki.
talking to
Thanks
you.
for being
That's all the time
with
we
us.
have, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, here you've got a little background on a super. Now you
little?
Hey, you talk about icons.
A
This
little. I'm a
this-
year older.
Hey, this is an icon. Okay, wise guy, you're on now.
Welcome
Talk
to the
us.
show. You got a minute before the hard break, Vicki.
I'm actually still doing the two-woman show, so
Yeah?
yeah, you can jump on my website, VickiLawrence.com, and it will tell you where I am at any given moment, since I don't know.
Good.
And you know, I was just going to say, when you asked if the letter was true, that
Yes.
nobody even writes letters nowadays.
That's true. It's
It
email.
would probably be a text message
Or a Twitter.
something.
Yeah,
tweet or
it's-
something,
isn't
right?
that's awesome, isn't it? Okay, so now look, we're going to go.
Shall we
into-
hold her over?
Would you stay,
It seems
please?
like we only had just a few seconds to talk with her.
Hey, Vicki, will you stick with us? We have to do commercial, but you only have 5.5 million people listening to you.
Oh, okay.
Don't get
Okay.
nervous.
All right.
So, yeah, don't be nervous, Vicki.
Now we're going to take a little break. Vicki Lawrence is with us, everybody. We're honored to have her on the show today. It's the PM show, weekend edition with the one and only Robert Conrad, coming to you from Hollywood, the CRN studio. Stay with us.
Don't miss a moment of great CRN programming.